Good morning from a very, very beautiful, snowy Paris. I can't even believe we have been getting so much snow. It's so beautiful. And I had to document it. I'm a little tilted. Let me see if I can fix this really quickly. Hang on. What I want. Okay, I think that's better. Well, hello everyone. I am back from London after staying for a month, and now I am back in Paris just until tomorrow. And tomorrow evening, I am on my way to India. I am so excited. I'm going to be staying in an ashram for a month, possibly more. I've let myself be flexible in terms of how long I'm going to be there because really, I just want to be really open to the whole experience. And I want to share something really exciting, which I kind of shared or alluded to in the last video, which is that I officially received my visa to stay in Paris for another year. So, woo! So much excitement um, to begin this year, 2026. Happy New Year. I forgot about that too. Uh, it's just so thrilling and exciting. And, I mentioned this last time, which was I really had so much peace around letting this idea that I was going to stay in Paris go. Like, I really just was like, it's fine if I don't get the visa, blah, blah, blah. Because the circumstances and my reality up until literally a week before I reapplied, before my visa was expiring, it just looked like it wasn't going to happen. And I had just been in this situation before, so I thought, okay, I guess it's not going to happen. And then in the last minute, like it always does, the miracle occurs. And I've said this a million times. In the last minute is when we really let go. It's when we fully accept and we just completely let go because I think in our minds it just feels impossible for some sort of a miracle to arrive. And that's when the miracle arrives. It happens every single time. And it always is surprising to me because, yeah, just the longer I'm in this journey of surrender, the more I just really experience how miracles really do occur. And it's our ability to just do nothing that allows things to come through. So I'm going to give you an example of something that just happened yesterday that I'm really excited and proud of, which is so there's a part of my journey which I don't really share, I'm not going to share it in this video, but I'll share my experience around it, which is I had a lot of shame around something um, that I never really talked about that I just kind of had to let go, give up, and I particularly didn't want to share it with people because I had so much judgment of myself around it. I felt like a bad person. I felt like, how dare I, do this thing and, la, 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 right? And so when I would talk about my journey and how, everything kind of went away, and I understood that to mean that when you are trying to create a new foundation for which to basically live and be in the world, everything that was attached to the old self kind of has to go away. It has to be burned. It has to be destroyed. And in that process and living through it, it's, all your fears come up, all your, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, the gripping, the trying, the efforting, all of that has to show up because you want to react and respond in a new way. So, okay, I'm not going to share exactly what it is. Maybe in the next video we'll see. But I was talking to a friend yesterday. And oh, let me back up by saying I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, you should come visit me in London because I know during the holidays he's alone and I thought it would be fun if he came while I'm cat sitting, right? So he stayed in a hotel and we got to experience London together, which was super fun. Now, this is after I have told him the truth about how I've been living. So if you don't know, I kept all of this to myself. I did not share it with my family at all because I didn't want them to worry. And I thought there's just so much unknown. I couldn't handle their worry on top of my worry, So when I went back home in September of 2025, just a few months ago, I decided to tell them, and that kicked up a lot of just all kinds of stuff. I speak about it a little bit in this video. And what I will say about that is you would think that opening yourself up and sharing something that you kept a secret would make you feel more liberated. It did not. It actually made it made a lot more fear and a lot more worry kick up, because now it was no longer the secret. And now I had to answer to their questions. Well, where are you staying? And what, and they don't understand this whole rule of like waiting till the last minute for anything. And so it was just an added pressure. So this last quarter of the year, up until a few weeks ago, was pretty rough. And I go through it. You can watch the videos. So anyway, so my dad comes to visit. We're having a great time. I'm feeling that there's more opportunity for me to share a little bit deeper into the journey. And I start really sharing with him. Like I didn't have money to pay rent. I didn't have money for this. I didn't have money for that. And he was like, you could have asked me. You could have called me. And I said, Dad, if I asked you, I would never learn. Like at a certain point, and I understand as a father, you want to protect your child from dealing with any pain. But I said to him very frankly, like, I needed to learn that I can do it on my own, that I was going to be supported by the universe, AKA me. I needed to know that I can really trust all of this is just here for me. Everything, even and especially the moments where it felt like I was going to have to like live on the streets, right? Even though I knew that would never happen, because I just sort of knew that. I was like, no, I know there's always another way. There's always a new possibility. But when things were happening and it was really scary, I needed to live through those scary emotions. I needed to know that on the other side of that is my power, is my freedom. If we just call, our parents or whoever and ask them to help, and I'm not trying to dismiss that, because I know it's not everybody's journey the way that I'm living. I know that's not everybody's journey. Maybe your journey is that you ask for help. Maybe that is um, your path, right? I came here to learn that we are creating our reality. Therefore, every single moment is a new possibility. Everything is available to us. So if there's a problem, there's also a solution to that problem. We just have to shift our vibration in order to receive it. So that means I don't actually ask for help. I trust the help is already there. I just have to feel and purge out whatever the opposite is, so that I can line myself back up to what is truly our inherent nature, which has every single answer, every single solution, every single miracle available to us in each moment. So it was about not asking for help and knowing the help was already intrinsically within us, always. So I preface that to say I knew it wasn't about asking for help. I knew it was about going, oh, this is where I'm giving all my power away to. I'm believing this circumstance and this reality is way more powerful than what's inside me. We're going to flip that. And I'm going to sit through this, and I'm going to know this is here for me to purge out. And when it does, and when I kind of calibrate back to who I really am, back to the true nature of who I really am, which knows that everything is possible, which is true abundance, all of that, the answer will come, a solution will come, whatever. And it always did. That's what's so beautiful, is when you set out to have this high intention, like I want to trust that everything is here for me, that literally it's about lining up to that and allowing things to come to me rather than forcing or efforting. When you have that high intention, you have to be initiated into that knowing. And the only way you will know is through experience. So asking for help, saying, I need this outside circumstance to go away so I can feel better, that actually robs me of the opportunity, the great wisdom of living through something and going, no, now I really know that we are all so powerful. We are all creating all of this. And all we have to do is sort of purge out all the limitation, all the lack-based thinking, all the feelings of separation from it. We are it. So I'm sharing this with him, and then I reveal something, this experience that I moved through that I felt very ashamed to have moved through and done nothing about. I shared it with him, and it was like there was no emotional charge to it. There was no shame around it. It was just so, I felt so free that he was like, he didn't really even say anything. And then yesterday, I did the same thing. I shared it also with a friend, and I was like, wow, I remember feeling so much shame around this thing. And here I am just revealing it to you as if just like a matter of fact. And I, it was so profound. And I'm bringing this up because I didn't try to not feel shame around it. I didn't try to push it away. I didn't do anything with it. I just had this experience that I moved through that I initially, when I was going through it, felt a lot of shame with. And then I just left it alone. And by leaving it alone, all the grip that it had over me dissolved. I just did nothing. I did nothing to get rid of it. I did nothing to work through it. I just stopped thinking about it and I moved on. I guess in a way you can say I accepted it. I accepted that I felt shame about it and I just moved on. And so that's really profound because if you were to Google how do I feel, how do I get rid of the shame that I feel around da 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 da, there's tons of work that you can do and go into the inner child and where did I pick this up and da 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 da, all the things. And I'm not trying to say that I haven't done that in the past, right? But in this situation, I guess the real epiphany is if you just leave things be, leave it alone, own the fact that you have shame around it or you're uncomfortable around it, and you move on, it just falls away. It falls away naturally, organically. You don't have to strive. You don't have to wish for it. You don't have to go, I wish that I didn't feel the, it goes away. And so, how profound, once again, this beautiful lesson of we don't have to effort something away. We can just leave it be. And when we leave it be, it leaves us alone. And then one day you're in conversation and you're sharing it as if it's like you're saying, can you give me a glass of water? I mean, it's so beautiful to have witnessed that. Okay, now I feel comfortable saying it. I let go of paying my credit cards. I couldn't pay them. I couldn't pay my credit cards. And I had so much shame around that. I didn't know what to do about it. I felt like a bad person. I was trying to figure out, oh God, I called about bankruptcy. They said it's $2,000. I didn't have $2,000, so it was like piling up of all these feelings around, and I was brought up again. I had this identity of being a good girl. So not paying my credit cards was just like unfathomable. I would call them, I would try to negotiate, and all of this to say this is way before I gave up my apartment. So this was like adding on to here I am not feeling like I wasn't able to afford the rent. And then on top of that, I couldn't pay the credit cards and I just felt more and more shame, more and more guilt. And then by the end of it, I let it go. I was like, there's nothing I can do. I don't have the money. Like I'm trying, as much as I can. But I mean, I remember talking to this one woman. She was like a customer service person, representative on some sort of debt consolidation. And she said to me, listen, these are big, huge credit card companies. They're just all that stuff that you're getting and just ignore it. Like take care of your necessities. Take care of the, like she was even saying like, do you have unemployment? I was like, I don't have anything. I mean, I'm living in Paris, but her point, which I heard, which I feel like the universe was saying, like, take care of your necessities. Make sure you can eat. Make sure that you have a place to sleep. That's the most important thing. Don't worry about this, you know? And yeah, so I let it go. And this is like almost 2 years ago, or maybe it is 2 years ago. I can't even remember. And I have to say, not having credit cards is such a, it just feels like so much freedom, to be like everything that I'm paying for because I have the money. I didn't realize in the past, even though I always paid my credit card bills, I still always had debt. And I would do this thing where I would charge something because I wanted to have the cash. I would be like, oh, I'll pay it off eventually. And then it just keeps adding up. And I realized that's a form of scarcity. I was afraid to spend the money that I had. I was afraid because I didn't believe it would come back. So what do you think I'm learning now? I have to spend. You have to actually spend money to receive money. You also have to learn how to receive in order to keep receiving more. Like there's these beautiful lessons that I'm learning now, which I would have never had the experience, the opportunity to learn had I just called my dad and said, can you help me? Blah, 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 blah. And I knew even filing for bankruptcy was trying to get rid of the uncomfortable feeling by creating a solution outside of me. But the thing is, even when I did would have done that, I would have still been afraid one day, what if I that happens again one day, So I knew the solution was let myself feel all the feelings about this, knowing that I'm letting go of this power that I gave away to this external thing, this external circumstance, and I'm gaining it back, period, full stop. So, to all of you listening, I hope that that resonates. I hope that gives you some sort of clarity. I mean, I'm doing this and I'm sharing my story in hope that I can showcase there's another way to live, another way to look at your life, another way to be. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope that, yeah, I hope this video helped. And please let me know in the comments what parts resonate, what parts don't, and enjoy. Have a beautiful, wonderful new year. I will be talking again soon from India. Take care, everyone.